Last time on The Wandering Sword, Spencer and Kyle were doing Fudokata Itch. Let's see how they fared.
Thank you.
That's awesome, man.
Yes! Got it! Almost. For 10 minutes.
Great.
Almost.
No. I did that for months and months and months, and I still would be like, So the fact you're doing, like, as good as I was in the months is pretty good.
I had really good teachers.
Oh! Well, cool. Well, thank you.
No problem.
What else did you do? I know we talked about some throws. Do you remember any, like, Pion Sandan or...
Oh, I remember them all. I was doing them in the kitchen.
Okay! Would you...
After he calls me, he's like, man, I'm walking around the kitchen.
Did you think about something?
I'm doing kind of working and doing kind of working.
For this one, I know. Naihanshi, this one.
So we're done. Naihanshis might get ugly. So.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Because I know a couple. No, I know a couple versions. I had to learn a new version.
No, I don't know. Alright, I'm not even gonna worry about going for that right now.
No, yeah. So that's a whole other issue.
Sure, it just looks cool, but I should remember.
All right, so
let me see if we go.
All right, so if we're going, so Naihanshi.
Is that right, Kyle?
Oh, keep going, guys. Naihanshi showed up. So, I see the hands right now. I've got a whole other hand thing going on.
Sure.
So the first move is we're going that way, and we're going to take a step. Snap the head and step. Right. Do the leg kick. Leg. All right. So this one's turned ever so slightly. So you're not here,
not here,
and you're not here. You're here.
No, I'm good.
I have no idea. I can tell you why, but okay. And then you down left. And then take a step over.
Let's pull out.
Yes, full double punch. So we're gonna run, starting over. I got two versions rolling in my head.
I know that's what I was doing. Naihanshi Shorin and Naihanshi Nidan. But that's all everything else there gets Fudokata Itch. Fudokata Knee anyway throwing. That's the best I can do. That's a fluke, so that's good.
That looks really great. That looks really great.
And the thought about that one is we're talking about, if I'm correct and say, you're up against the wall, and they talk about like fighting other fighters, so you're hopping on toes, hitting there.
Yeah, the techniques were all over. It was elbows, knees, punches, open hand, closed hand.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, cool.
Nice
and I've gone yeah, so I sort of gone away from that.
I can only imagine what we
you understand why we don't talk about fighting against the wall.
Sure, because we want to.
It's not. It's just not.
Not.
It's not. You're not fighting sideways.
So that's what we talked about at first.
The fight doesn't happen sideways.
Yeah. But I remember, so another thing we do is we do stomps where you're clearly moving.
Oh yeah, you can't. Your head has to stay exactly where it's at when you do this.
Yeah.
You can't move your head up or down or sideways.
The hard stomp when you do it?
Like, oh, we do.
So
you do it when you're younger and your feet up for a long time. Yeah, kind of lead with that.
But I can already feel my feet flattening and.
Yeah, see now you're
doing feeling the sway.
Right,
yeah.
So you feel the sway, but there's also the technique's a little slightly different. So you have to imagine that your hand's here, and then hitting your hand on the outside, and it comes out fast the knee and in.
It's like a single. You're kind of going.
Yeah, that's good. There are alternate things for that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We'll cut.
No, that's cool.
No, and yeah. So there is a technique. There are techniques or styles that do it this way, and very good leg block for a kick.
Which is also tree pose and yoga.
Well, that will keep. But actually, that's a if you go back, apparently in the Silva fight where he broke his leg, that's what he did.
He did that.
MMA fight. The guy was leg kicking him, and he did that, and the guy hit it, snapped his own leg.
Woo! There you go.
So, it has an application. So,
all right, well that.
so,
No, thank you, guys. I'm glad that you allowed me to go down memory lane and see what I could dredge up from
no, you've been there.
some odd years.
That's actually an extract from when we used to do home ties with these. So I would be here, and the cross-legged thing, I can't tell you that I'm always just a little, well, anymore. You are not movable.
He's a little bit bigger than you.
Well, it's unfortunately it comes down to. So what we're doing is this little pop, like it's a little, just
Okay.
I'm gonna call a mini read.
You can read harder if you need to.
Well, you don't want that.
I'll talk. I'm gonna talk and I'll just like, okay. I won't hit my head.
No, you won't hit your
What's
head.
the reap? Is that the throw?
That's
So-
a leg. It's a leg read, what we call a leg read. So when I kick it here.
Ah, okay.
Legs cool.
Okay.
Now to do it, I have 3 different ways I can do that. I can do that little one where I just drop my heel. I can do a full kind of a back kick lift. Or I can actually be really mean and drive the heel through his calf, the middle of his calf.
I love that one.
Slash sarcasm.
That one, everybody hates that one.
Yeah.
You get it all done to you often enough, but I didn't know those. I didn't learn that here. So we'll stick with what I learned here.
That's
All right, let's do it again. Are you going to do this, dude?
We'll see.
All right, it's not hard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you guys insist.
I think you do.
All right, so, but the hardest part is just pulling it out of the kata, is this part here, that part of the block. You kick through, that's easy enough, and then it's just placement at this point.
Okay, so your knee,
No, do it.
your knee gets on the inside of his leg.
I get my leg behind his leg.
Yeah, so we'll get to the edge.
Sure, good.
With this leg, you're putting it behind his leg,
exactly.
so that way when you straighten the leg, you have that tension that you can pop it out.
Tension and turn, right?
That makes sense. Can you show me one more time?
I can. I was trying to go that.
That's for you.
I don't know if I'll make this part or not, but because this part is that.
That was the T-stance we're talking about.
All right.
Breaking his arms in different stuff.
But still practical when we talk about the samurai art. Even though we're only talking about Shorin-ryu, sometime when we go to Japan and we're talking about Yasuke after the samurai art will be brought up. So,
Yeah. And he knows where his arms. He knows he's been on that ground in that
Yeah.
position before.
I'm
He
sure
knows
of
that his elbow could break one way. The new addition to that is when you turtle up.
oh,
And I get you into
when I try to pull you in.
Yeah, and I get you in a Maya.
Oh.
You'll hate it.
That sucks.
It's really ugly.
Okay.
It's one of my favorites, but I mean, it's really ugly on that side.
Yeah, for me.
For you, it's ugly. It's a Maya.
Can we show it a little bit though? I know.
I can show it.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem showing it. I'm on the outside. I'm not laying on the ground. I can fall too, but see. So if he tries to pull me in to turtle, I'm gonna drop my knees, and then I'm gonna get his arm like this,
Seal that wrist.
and I'm gonna pull really hard upwards. Yeah. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand up like this. I'm gonna say, get up, get up, get up. And I'm gonna be a complete jerk about it.
And that's what we talk about. We'll talk about this more in another segment. But when samurai, we often use swords. I mean, sword's the best weapon. But after your sword gets away, what do you do to the person?
This.
And what are their, at that time, their hands? If you can break their hands, even if they get away from you, they can't use the sword.
Yes, and if I was a samurai and I broke his right hand, then he's pretty well done.
I'm useless to my lord, and they might even say, you know what to do with yourself. Because I'm not useful anymore. Or I'm down for that amount. So yeah.
See, I told you you had to have the sharp sword.
Yeah.
Because he's your friend. You want to cut his head off.
Yeah.
You're not a stranger doing that.
Well, thank you. Do you want to?
Yeah. I'll try it.
All right. So, however you decide to get into that position is up to you.
Okay, I'll just follow what you do.
Oh, all right. Are you good with TCMs?
You do that.
All right. So in that one kind of view, we're actually facing this way. And you're facing the 45, and he's coming to attack you. And you're going to slide over.
Does this foot step out?
Yep, it turns. So
This foot steps out. So
this foot turns over like that.
Got it. Okay.
And then that one comes in, and you do the block.
I'm gonna go slow.
And then you kick. Yeah, well, you do well. For him, yeah. And then you do kick through. We don't demonstrate. You know, you would normally demonstrate, but make sure that you place it behind him. And the placement is the key to it all. Get a hand somewhere on his chest or on his arm. Straighten your leg and do a turn with your hips.
What do I do with my left hand? Do I seal the deltoid?
Oh, I would.
You want to clamp?
That sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, I want to.
Yeah,
so then it'll be straightening my leg,
Straighten your leg
in
and
rotation. Okay. All right. So here and.
You did it!
All right. That felt pretty good.
Look at it.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
No, he looked good. He popped it pretty good. It's that pop and that placement that does take some time, and everybody's always worried about crushing the other person's leg when you like them.
Oh yeah.
I like you just enough.
I appreciate that.
So it's a training problem as much as anything. So it's just a strange set of circumstances. I'll give you that.
So I start over here.
So yeah,
And it's going to be step out and T.
Right?
yeah. That looks well. That's the way we normally do it. Because with something I didn't teach you, this is a Nikuwashi dashi. So it's a cat foot stance.
Oh, okay.
So the back foot has all the weight on it. This foot has like next to none of the weight on it.
So I start
you're just
like
leaning
this.
back. So you're pretty light there, and it just turns over, and you drop in. Yeah, use your weight.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And you don't even have to move as much as you're moving, honestly.
Yeah, you just doing that.
Like,
And it's just
awesome.
And that's now you know when we were trying to do this one thing. I was like, that's why turning this one. I just didn't do that.
I get it now. I get it now.
All right,
Top ninjutsu.
let's see.
Right.
And then my hands are starting in like the low block.
They actually start, and
Actually, so this one's
you're there. Yeah, you can start it up.
this way. This one here. Yep. And then you're gonna turn. Wait, this went out this way, right? So,
Yeah. Now,
yeah.
got it.
Here. Turn, pivot. Oh, you're fine. Yep.
And you don't even have to turn it far. It's literally just a guy.
small.
You just
Okay. Small process stuff.
Okay.
You just want to get off the line where he's trying to punch you in the head. You don't have to get off it any farther than the width of his fist.
Like right here to here. Wait, can I go with it though? You're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right. All right. I'm ready. Now he's gonna knock me out, guys.
We'll see.
He's gonna knock me out.
No. Ready?
Finish him.
And then the only other thing that Sensei Chris is hearing in my head, when you turn and twist,
Yep.
keep your back straight.
Yeah, don't lean that.
Yeah, because in that part I'm gonna be down to the
Exactly. That makes a lot of sense.
One more time?
Okay, one more time.
Right, Sensei?
Oh.
Okay.
He needs to keep his back straight. Trust me.
That's
We call it Barbie foot.
The cat stands like.
The foot like the Barbie.
Oh yeah, that's the little Barbie feet. I never thought of it.
And then someone said that to me, I'm like, oh, that makes total sense. I get it. And then
There it is.
stance makes sense to me.
Learn something new too. I never thought of that. Alright.
I'll remember that part.
Yeah, let me play it. Come on, Barbie. Let's go, Barbie. Alright. Hit. Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank you for throwing me.
Wait, count for a second.
Yeah! So thank you so much for teaching us. We very much appreciate that.
I enjoyed it. All right. Great. Have a good day.
Well done. Thank you.
All right.
All right, Kyle. What'd you think?
That was really cool. We got to experience Okinawan karate, which is a tradition that's been passed down all the way from Japan, and we get to experience it here in Southern Illinois. We're not actually in Japan. I know that now. And that was really cool. The art had a lot of focus on strength and power in the punches and throws. It seemed very practical in that regard, and I like that.
Very much so. When you think about Okinawan history, a lot of them, they were the police force. They were the ones that were actually policing the samurai, and they'd have to still know martial arts so they could protect themselves. They didn't actually have swords all the time. They had the jute so they could control the sword, and then they have to have a lot of hand-to-hand combat. And as we think about the roots of Japan, especially with us going to Japan in spring, it's really nice to see where this all comes from. So definitely Okinawan Shorin-ryu has a good basis in strength, good basis in punches, and it's a pretty all-around good martial art.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Very cool. And once again, speaking about ancestors and lineage, we wanted to invite Walter Rowden's grandson, Trevor Rowden. Thank you so much for letting us come here and use this space.
You're very welcome. We're happy to have you.
We appreciate
this
it a
is
lot.
pretty cool.
This dojo has been closed down for a while now, and it's just that whole thing. I decided to reach out to, is your uncle of the park? Yeah, his uncle Lyle Rowden, which is Walt's son. And I said, hey, could we use the space? He said, well, I'm not in charge of the space now, so talk to Walt's grandson, Trevor, and we just talked it out, and he allowed us to do this. So, in mind of that, I'd like to share, it's not a Zima, but a little bit of alcohol. I'm just in the spot.
More tradition.
More tradition.
More tradition.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers to you
Cheers.
guys. And as we think about, this is where I would sit. And we have an Azima with Rowden himself, or Walter himself. I get to listen to all their stories. They've been trained since the 1960s, the basis of karate in the Americas, in America. And it's really cool to be kind of a fly on the wall and see that. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Also, we'll be having more content as we go. And cut! Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. In the comments below, tell us where your martial arts origins began. Traditional Asian martial arts, or European martial arts, or any martial arts across the globe. Let us know. We want to talk to you about it and also find out more about your story. Special thanks to all of our patrons. Follow our Patreon link in the description below. Shout out to our top patrons, Ajax Dragonfear, Sito-sama, and Byron Swanson, Pathfinders of the Wandering Sword. Wander on. We all have beginnings, and we all have endings. But right here, I wanted to show you, this is the beginning of my martial arts journey. Walter Rowden and Harold Finke were some of the best influences I had. They really made me feel welcome, and they also weren't afraid to tell me what things I needed to change and things I could improve on. They really gave me such a strong foundation on my journey of martial arts. To this very day, as a wandering swordsman, I am so happy to know them. Walter, Harold, thank you very much. Rest in peace.